Amishnanet, Amishrait, Amishrap. Hello, welcome to our FPCC UANSS Samahquamicw Blended Immersion Program update for the months of December 2023 and January 2024. Due to weather conditions and the ability for travel between, on and off territory members, we opted to have our last Saturday events of each month on Zoom. So we had 4-hour Zoom sessions. And so that's why we just combined the 2 months update newsletters. So for the month of December 2023, we were blessed to learn some conversational type phrases with Geneva Quipp of Scateen. And you can see the 37 phrases we learned in the month of December. You can see our Saturday Zoom session where Geneva joined us and also went through the alphabet, the 49 sounds of the Uqamiuq with us one by one. And I'm going to, for this page of the update, I'm just going to practice my own learning of the phrases that we learned by not sharing the English. You can see them on the screen. I'm just going to say the Uqamiuq for this page of the letter. So starting with number 1, Am schreit, nicht kikian squachich, stamp ku squachichu, nicht schwitaus in schnukwa, elkan gro padan, takam schwat, chut china chut, takam schwat tashlek, takam schwat meetchuk Joyce, Nash Klakstan T Shipsha, Nash Klakstan T Quanushtana. And then week 2 we learned Quisht Glamnum Muta, Palamuta, Amashash Kantina Muta, Hinshe Shakshantin, Kan Mashas Kel Flakshantinan Muta, Atflanchinus Kan Kel Kalal, Kan Klowa Ama, Was Kan Ama, Quaz Ama Tian Shashtana. And then moving into week 3, Kuksht Mutkau Klo, Klikshaw, Wat Klo Ama, Quaz Quash Klak, Inga Snashau, Hush Kash Kanam, Was Kash Ha Kanasha Uchwal, Stamp T, Killa Halhal Quen Quedujum, Kus Kau Ha Quench. Again, Hush Kau Ha Nuquench, Stamp Ku Kash. And then week 4 for the month of December, Skenkin Shen Kilil, Skinti Kermama Mao, Kwaju Skin, Chadawa Cha Tizika, Hazum Cha Ku Zik, Kletchen Tizika Iltishquama, Question T Lekleha, Peltscan to T in Lekleha, Nich T in Lekli. So a range of topics talking about cedar, about logs, about keys, about greetings and having not seen each other in a while and how we're doing. Can we go home? And a few simple directions like stand up and sit down. Try again one more time. We're the month of December. So on the third page of our December-January update newsletter, you can see all of the letters, the sounds from Uqamiuq that Geneva went through with us. And I also posted the schedule for our 4-hour Zoom where we practiced at the beginning the introduction phrases that we did learn in December from Geneva. So we had introduction and Uqamiuq rounds to begin with. Then we went through the International Phonetic Alphabet with Geneva, And then the interns did the December phrases wheel drill. So we have all of the phrases in English on the wheel. We spin it, and whichever one comes up, we go around the circle, and whoever's turn it is needs to say it in Uclumiuc, demonstrating that they have learned the phrases, which is what our Saturday events are about, to demonstrate, we've learned the phrases, or the Saturday events, right? So after we did that, we had a quick break, and then we had some discussion and practice and looking at grant applications and presentations. Considering that, with these programming funds go for a year at a time, we wanted to embed, many transferable skills. So the interns are not only working on learning the language, they're also learning how to facilitate 3-hour sessions, practicing speaking, doing activities, designing resources, etc., that can be utilized for moving forward. When we are able to have immersion type programs in our community, we will have young learners who are ready to step in and begin to do that work with the community members. I think it's critical. So examples of grants were also being provided, and the interns have brought different applications that they've come across and shared with each other, and things they're interested in as a transferable skill to learn how to do grant applications, to keep the language programs going, or whatever their interests are for community. So there is a diversity of interests in what the grants look like that the interns are pursuing. We did not have time to go back to the March language, because on the Saturdays, if we have time, we go back as far as we can in our learning since the month of June 2023. But that was a very full session, a very engaging, and very good work was done at our Saturday events. It's a time to shine, a time to share, and a time to connect with the language speaker as well. And because this program is a pilot project, and it's also it's a form of research as well, we are very open to making changes as we proceed and see, how we're doing, how we're progressing, and what we might be able to do differently to even expand greater, go further with the language learning that we're doing in the hours that we have the ability to do so. And so at this point in our learning, and cognizant of the fact that the project does end at the end of March, we decided that we would shift to a more time spent on speaking Uclumiuc in our Sunday 3-hour sessions. So interns, when they prepare their agenda for us for when it's their turn, everyone takes turns doing that. We have, the beginning is starting by, sharing what they learned, how many phrases they've learned and shared them. And the facilitator can choose whatever activity they want. And the interns are very, very creative. We have had different approaches every weekend, which keeps it engaging and fun for everyone. So demonstrating what we learned through individual demonstrations for the first hour. And then the second hour, we're moving to speaking the current month topic phrases. So, without English, in the Uclumiuc language, having that 1 hour and increasing it more and more. The interns are taking that on themselves. I give them the agenda and the changes, and then they say, no, we're ready to do more, which is amazing, which is excellent. And then the last hour, we review random phrases from all the other months prior, because we do have this concern and fear that we're going to lose, everything we learned in June, July, August, September, October, November. And we're always surprised to see that they're there. The phrases are, stuck in our head. The issues that we do find coming up for us are, there are different ways to say I am or I can, and we wonder if we can, and sometimes a different one will come in than what we learned from the speaker. So we're wondering if that's appropriate, if there's certain context. So we still have a lot to learn, but we're doing it. We're noticing things, picking up on things. So the interns create and facilitate activities that call on the team to speak Uclumiuc, build on what we have already learned. So we're starting to do different activities where we will have rounds where we'll start with one of the phrases as learned from the speaker, and then go in the circle. And I share the circle, you can see there, so it's on the screen so we know whose turn is next. The next person will change either the noun or the verb or the object of the phrase. And then by the time we get around to the other side, we've had 5 different new phrases built on what we learned from that one sentence. So a lot of a change and adaptation and pivoting in the way the program is delivered to keep up with the pace of how we are learning and the, how much we want to get done before the project ends. So moving on to what we learned in the month of January 2024, as well as our agenda for our Saturday, January 27th, last Saturday of the month event in Zoom. You can see the agenda there where we did the January phrases test and a December review quiz. And then we had some circle discussion, and we watched videos as well, on other language projects or other work that communities and other nations are doing around reclaiming their languages, and then have some discussion on that, noticing what works, what doesn't work, and being pleasantly surprised to see that the things that we're doing in our our project are align with the things that do work. Not of course not as well as full immersion, which is what we would all love to be doing, but at this time we're not able to leave jobs and leave rent and leave families to stay in an immersion home as much as we want to. So we're watching what other communities are doing as well and discussing that. We also do a lot of work around noticing, what are we noticing about the language, how it comes together. And on the one page there in the little bottom right corner, you can see we've pulled out a lot of the different types of verb type phrases, and what they look like and what they mean and how we change it from, the subject who's doing the action, etc. And again, how we learn language. We have that circle and, sharing the things that are working for us. And sometimes we can, apply that, what we're learning from our team members, into how we're approaching the language learning as well. So it's not just about, getting a bunch of phrases and memorizing them. We're talking about language. We're reflecting on it. We're watching and learning from other nations who are, who have the revitalization and reclamation of their languages at heart. And so that's a lot of the type of work that we're doing on the Saturdays and the Sunday events as well. So I'll just, again, like with the December slide, I'll do the Samahquamicw phrases. Again, it's my practice. Some of these have been a while, but I'll do my best. So I'll just say the Samahquamicw. So beginning with week 1, Shima ul, Amati skata, Amashachanchina, Amahati Huahla, Shlaku Liluet, Wat Tukal Ti Huahla, Hui Kumaka, Hui Chich Ti Kaposhwa, Ok Altman Chaucha, Patchkan Gloa Ok Altman, Stampku Hakminau, Hakminskan Titiha. Moving on to week 2, Hashkan Mate Kuti, Kalanskach, Washkan Hakmin Ken Schlikix, Ida, Skashkan Kalf, Quanti Koa Pukun Aku Tien Shakushtana, and Tatkal Kuk Ko Aku Tien Shakushtana, Hashkauch Pulin Ti, Washkan Huilam Kuti, Inga Tu Ni Ti Shwa, Il Tu, Takamida Ti Halata, Quanshkan Ti Pala. Moving on to week 3, Washkaucha Eight Hakmin Kuti, Hakminskan, Shimahich Izawachtina, Plantwa Pulkesh Tiko, Hakminskan Kesh Klech Titiha, Welkwan Skan Ti, Kwedanskan Kelha Cha Ti Hakminanma. Again, Kwedanskan Kelha Cha Ti Hakminanma. Hakmina. One more time. Kwedanskan Kelha Cha Ti Hakmina. One of my favorite phrases. Chukwinskan. Klacha Skan. Kampul Titiha. And week 4 for January, Kashman Kaucha, Huishtwi Mate Kushlum, Nukanj, Shimachich I Kwalawa Kalich Muta Hakwa Kalan Chawan Ida Kila Nashquan I Huiktana Muta I Nichtana Quaylan Ti Huiktana Nike Mal Takum Clamam Aku Ti in Shakushtana Quaylan Ti Machlan Kuti Ko again Machlan Kuko and Quatkan Ti Clanaman Ti. So as you can see and hear, another couple of busy, engaging learning months for the Samahquamicw language interns team. We couldn't have done this without the wonderful teachings and generosity of Geneva Quipp, Norma Pierre, Muta, Alanah Woodland. We raise our hands to all of you for sharing your knowledge with us, the pronunciation, the gentle guiding ways that you, and fun ways that you are sharing these phrases with us each month. And Kukshtamut Kalap from all of us. I also do want to recognize the support and funding that comes from First Peoples Cultural Council, the Uklnuk All Nation Services Society, as well as the ongoing support of Samahquam Chieftain Council.